Good morning. I'm out taking my morning walk. I look a little rough this morning with my sunglasses. My hair is all frizzy this morning. It's like 7:30 in the morning. But I thought I'd take you with me for my little walk this morning and briefly talk to you in this video about a comment that I saw in one of my Facebook estrangement groups, and that comment was this woman mentioned that her estranged daughter told her, "I hope you're working on yourself." And that comment really struck home with me because it's something that one of my own daughters said to me. My youngest daughter, before we were fully estranged, she said to me, "I hope you're working on yourself." And it really hit home because she didn't just say it one time, she said it several different times. And it made me feel a certain kind of way. And I was reflecting on that today about how the similarities with the things our estranged children say. You know, they call us names like narcissists and toxic and delusional and all kinds of similar names. But it's more than just the names. It's comments like this: "I hope you're working on yourself." So let's talk about that in this video. And let me turn my camera around so you can see my little view. Okay, you can hear this pretty bird up in the tree. I can't see it, but I can hear it. And this is my little view. But comment like that, "I hope you're working on yourself," on the surface, it appears to be kind of like a caring comment and like an encouraging comment. But in reality, I don't really think that's what it is. I think it's more of a deflection of responsibility and a way for them to not look at their own role in the estrangement situation. And to me, it feels like the implication is that they are fine, but that we, as the estranged parent, we're the ones who needs to change. Like that the entire problem is me. The other thing I was thinking about was, or is, I should say, that it's like a conversation stopper. And what I mean by that, it's like it made me feel, when my daughter said this to me, like it was the end of the conversation, like she wasn't open to any communication, or she didn't want to engage with anything difficult. You know, it's just kind of like, "I hope you're working on yourself," and that's the end of that. At the time when she said this comment to me, I didn't know what to say. Like I said, I felt a certain kind of way, and I think I just replied with something generic like, "I do work on myself every day. And I think we should all work on ourselves." Because, you know, my thought right away was, okay, she's saying I have to work on myself. But why is it just me who has to work on myself? It's so hard for me to put it into words. It's hard for me to talk. It's hard for me to talk out loud. And I get at a loss for words. Like there's a hidden meaning. Like, okay, she's implying that I need to change, but at the same time, she's not saying what it is that she feels like I should change. Like, that seems to be like some huge thing. And, negative people will say, well, you must have done something. Well, this is the same daughter who told me, I don't think you've done anything really wrong. And the fact is, I haven't done anything really wrong, but I am human and I have made mistakes, and I'm owning those, and I'm reflecting on it and taking accountability. But shouldn't we all? Just because we're the mother doesn't make us any different. Like, it gives me a feeling of judgment. Like, we've had like a semi-estrangement for several years. How would she even know what I have or haven't done? She's basically, to me, saying she doesn't like my behavior. Well, what has my behavior been? The only thing I can think about is that I expressed my feelings of some of the things that my family was doing on Facebook once, just generically my feelings. I wasn't targeting or naming anybody. Looks like there's some duckies fighting back in there. But I know she wasn't happy with that Facebook post. But then again, if you think about it, we were already mostly estranged even before that comment. So, that was something that added to it. So what happened before that is anybody's speculation. I've talked about in my videos the reason why I think her behavior has turned against me. But now I'm getting off on a tangent. I want to keep to the subject of, like I said, we were mostly estranged for a few years. How would she even know? She wouldn't even be aware that I've been in counseling. And I wasn't just in counseling for the estrangement. I was in counseling because I believe in good counseling. I believe that everybody would do well to work on themselves, because none of us are perfect. I totally think it's a misunderstanding on her part. I think it's her way of being emotionally distant, avoiding the real issue, because then again, she never really discussed the real issue. I just don't feel she is in a place where she could handle it, and it's more of a reflection on her. So I just recorded this whole segment, and I thought I was recording, and I guess I wasn't even recording, so I kind of forget where I've left off, and now I don't know how bad I'm gonna have messed up when I go to edit this video. So I don't know if you missed the part where I was talking about, like, if my wife and I have a disagreement, or she says or does something that hurts my feelings, we'll sit down and talk about it. We'll communicate. We'll come to an understanding. We will apologize if that's warranted, and then we'll move on. I wouldn't say to her, I hope you're working on yourself. The same goes like with our friends, where none of us are perfect. Occasionally our friends do something that we don't approve of, and we don't judge them. And then if it's something that really bothers us, I feel if you have a good friendship, you discuss it with them. You don't say, I hope you're working on yourself. Because to me, a comment like that applies that you have mental issues. Like, it puts like this mental judgment and stigma on you. It's just not, I find it to be very judgmental, and actually, if I'm honest, I feel like it's a very rude thing to say, kind of passive aggressive in a way, in that it's played off as being something encouraging. But I don't know. I just feel like my daughter can't handle it, and this is on her. And like I said, I messed up my video, so if I didn't say already, my name is Jana. I'm 68 years old. I am estranged from my entire family. And, you know, it's a long, complicated story. And it's a story about a negative family narrative and scapegoating. And I do invite you to listen to some of my videos if you're interesting. I have found peace, so I'm not here because, you know, I'm still dwelling on this. You know, I've been accused even by my own daughter, you know, get over it, because talking about it has been deemed as that I'm not over it, which is the furthest thing from the truth, actually, because talking about it means I am over it. I was never able to talk before. So, you know, growth is mutual. I don't feel you can have a true forgiveness, reconnection, growth, understanding from anybody unless all parties are involved. That includes everybody growing, everybody working on themselves. You know, stopping with these negative judgments and disrespectful comments like this. So anyway, hope you're all having a great day. Every time I come here, I look for some wildlife that I really enjoy. There are alligators in here, and I don't see any this morning.